Hi, everybody. Welcome back to SnarkAlec Radio on Live 365's Loud and Loaded. This is Kellythul at Kellythul on Twitter. And as much as I wish I could say something different, with me as always is the man, the myth, the legend, a man who needs no introduction, Mikey B.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mike, and I'm also a Time Lord. I know that now. When I look around my house, you can't tell because it's black and white, but this screen behind me is green. And you can find me on Twitter at OfficialPagan.
In different type. Even before there was Twitter, you could find him on Twitter because he's a Twitter Time Lord. Also, Mr. Tony Solo.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Solo on Twitter. What's going on?
We got two awesome guests tonight joining us for the whole show, but particularly to help carry Tony and I through a Defiance conversation. We have the lovely Dawn Snark. Say hi to the folks, Dawn.
Hey, everybody. It's Dawn. Dawn Snarks on Twitter, and I'll be your token estrogen carrier of the evening.
Mike will do okay, too.
Well,
I feel like I bring a certain femininity to the proceedings, but okay.
with the nun outfit,
it's
you
the
do.
beard. It's the beard.
That's what it is.
And making his SnarkAlec Radio debut, Scott Mcdonald. Say hi to everybody, Scott.
Hello. This just proves anybody can be on this radio show. All I gotta say.
That's the kind of enthusiasm we like.
Well, the reason that Scotty is here, because he loves to... I nominate this one to be on the show, and I nominate that one to be on the show. So, it's one of those things where, okay, yeah, you want to nominate people? We're going to nominate you first. So, put up or shut up,
I nominate you.
Yeah, don't try and hide behind everybody else there, Scotty.
I don't think I've ever nominated anyone.
Yeah, never nominated Myrna or Laura or a whole bunch of other people. You do it constantly.
Yeah, I did? Okay. I'll stop doing that.
Yeah, please. We still want to get your wife on, and we want just a live kick. If we can get that, did you ask her if she could comply?
Okay. She's downstairs. But...
All right. Anytime. She could just come. She doesn't have to kick you. If she just comes by and slaps you on the back of the head, that'll work too.
Okay.
So keep, you never know when that might happen. And also the other really good news is Scott may not be feeling well, and there's an off chance he might pass during this show, which would be the first person we've ever had die during the show. So if it gets close towards the end, we may drag things out, just to let you know.
I'm writing the eulogy as we speak. So.
Yeah, I feel now. It's a pretty strong cough there. Okay, Scott?
Okay.
I'm okay.
And,
right.
I might puke. Alright.
So Lee wants to know if you could be any more excited there, Scotty.
I'm excited. Hey, watch. Here's my smile. Ready?
For those people on the radio who did smile.
Right.
Yeah, a little.
I nominate you to come on the show. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to do that anymore.
Right now.
And the Scott disease is passed to Dawn now. Dawn Scott. We may get two people that drop during this show, which would be great.
It's like a computer virus you can only catch on SnarkAlec Radio.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
No one gets out alive. And speaking of not getting out alive, let's see what Mike does to the news this week. Mike.
I would like to state for the record that in every instance that I have handled the bringing of the important happenings in the SnarkAlec multiverse to people, I've done so with the utmost respect and dignity for my craft as a news person.
Okay.
45 minutes in?
Yes,
No,
we are.
we've got
So
four.
Kelly. So, so we have birthdays, and this wasn't on there because it's not important enough to Tony and Kelly, but you're important to me, Tony Viejo trademark. Today is your birthday, so happy birthday to you. and I mean the younger one, so that there's no lawsuits involved. Tuesday, September 16th, we have Matt Foster. Remember to wish him a happy birthday early in the day since he's in the UK.
Which is Upper Kentucky.
It is customary in the UK to not wish people happy birthdays in the afternoon on. That's weird. Kelly wrote that in there. I don't think that's right. I thought that was a time zone reference, but okay. 9/13, which is a Saturday on Sci-Fi, we have 10,000 BC. This is a movie I'm incredibly excited about. It stars that guy from that other thing, and it's going to be awesome. That's going to be on at 9:30 p.m.
Do you know what time frame that movie was set in, Mike?
I believe it was Victorian era England.
Gotcha.
It's very steampunky.
It's the little known but largely factual story of when Jack the Ripper discovered dinosaurs.
Oh. Sounds like a keeper.
That is an incredibly accurate description of that movie. If you go on and hit the info button on your cable provider and it says something different, then that's not the right movie. So I'm just going to tell you right now, just skip that movie then. You want to see the Jack the Ripper and Dinosaurs movie, don't lie to yourself. And don't cheat yourself out of the great cinematic experience that's going to be.
Don't encourage him, Dawn.
On 9/20 is the Chernobyl Diaries. That's that show on FX that has the girl from that hair show in it.
The hair show?
That's really good. Where they ride the motorcycles and stuff. I assume that's going to be on Sci-Fi also, but whoever wrote out the news didn't take the care or the time to put that in as well. And of course, Dylan Knows, which is not only an excellent show, but has given us a much more excellent show, The Assistant. Dawn, what are your thoughts on The Assistant? And keep in mind, I heard you say you don't watch it.
My cat is an excellent actress.
I think really what people want to know is, what are the green marks on your steps?
Dinosaurs.
Envy.
Makes it. Do we just need to continue watching The Assistant?
You probably should.
Okay. Now, I have a
God
quick
only knows what
question.
other dirty laundry he'll be airing, literally.
Okay, so I have a quick question, and I don't know if you can divulge this, or maybe you're not even privy to it, all the behind-the-scenes machinations of what Dylan is doing right now, but does he shoot this sequentially, or is it shot on separate days?
Separate days.
It's on separate days.
I think.
Because Tony Solo pointed out that there is excellent continuity in Dylan's outfit, which made me think maybe it was all shot together. But no, it's just...
Remember when I said about airing the dirty laundry?
Okay. Well, what I really want to do is I want to see all 6'5" of Dylan try and squeeze into a smart car. That's what I really want to see.
Okay, funny story. So his bachelor party. So he's 6'5". His brother-in-law is 6'4". My cousin who was there is 6'3", 6'3.5". My sisters and both my sisters' husbands were there too, all crammed into a Honda Civic to go downtown in Baltimore bar hopping. It was it was a clown car. They got all of them into a Honda Civic.
Okay, and with a
But not at first you weren't. No, you weren't. Oh, you were in the Civic. You were in Jeff's Civic. Oh, yes, you were. Because I watched you guys. I'm sorry.
We interrupt the SnarkAlecs radio show for some domestic violence.
That's right.
It's a good thing we've got the cameras
Only
rolling
if he's
just
lucky.
in case.
We got it rolling, but mute your microphone, because I found that Ray Rice video is so much funnier when you do the Bob Saget America's Funniest Home Videos voices on top of it.
That is just wrong.
Kelly wrote that joke.
Kelly did not write that joke. Did not write that joke.
Anyone who was offended, that was Kelly. You guys can't see the chat window. Kelly wrote that in there, and he said, "Mike, you say this, it'll get a laugh."
And Hollywood
we're
wants us
taking a picture of the chat window right now. Posting this a little bit later.
Okay. So, hey, anybody that's watching live or listening live, if we say or do something, you can hit the clapping feature. Give us some
clap
applause.
button.
Yeah, because
Give
it's
us
something
the
new.
clap.
Yeah, we want the clap.
And we'd like to thank you all for politely waiting until this point to do that. But feel free at this point to clap whenever. Any moment now. Any one of you of our tens of billions of one clap. How about it? Anyway, all right.
Okay, well, people. One other thing that was in the news, unless Mike skipped it or missed it.
Well, no, you just didn't let me finish.
Okay, then I'll let you finish and let's see if you get to it.
This is how an artist works. we take things and we build off of them, and there's a flow to it. But it's all right, cool. I'll just throw things out there. Tomorrow on Sci-Fi, the premiere on 9/12. Yes, that's tomorrow at 10 p.m. I assume that's Eastern Standard Time. We have Z Nation, and of course, who's the casting director for that show?
Dylan?
Crickets.
Dead silence.
Jack the Ripper?
That's Cheryl Webb.
Gerald Webb, our frequent guest and friend of this show. Kelly, that was directed at you.
Yeah.
But you let me down again.
So most of the folks will be wearing ugly shirts, I assume. Then, so that'll be nice.
So he's casting, not wardrobe.
Oh,
I'm sure he can influence it somewhat.
yes.
Experience and shit.
And shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Boo of the Week, Kel?
So, was waiting for Mike to cue me for that as the last part of the news.
I was going to, but just,
He was
Didn't
just
feel it?
sitting there.
Tony does not respect the say-soar of a conversation.
That's right. There's a pacing. Anyway. Yeah. So I'm gonna go my Boo of the Week. A frequent Boo of the Week champion. She hasn't won it recently, but she is tonight. Lisa Marie Bowman. Because Lisa, Dawn, by the way, an extremely close second because your demeaning, exasperated.
You were on fire.
And it was clear to me how unimpressed you were. You were clearly making your displeasure known. So you're a close second, but Lisa Marie got first because she was actually trying to like whip up a crowd of people to boo, and she developed a thing called the Boo Crew, and she was trying to sick them on me. So I'm going to give it to her for that. And speaking of crew, the Boo of the Week goes to the tweet when during Waterworld the guy cut the two folks' hair off. I said, looks like the crew got cut. So kind of a crew cut thing. And Lisa booed it and suggested many other people do the same. So Lisa, gold, Dawn, silver. That's all I got. You got any boos you want to address, Mr. Solo?
Nope. Not at this time.
I actually have a quick question, and this is getting back to the Ray Rice thing, because I know
that's
at least,
great. Yeah, let's dwell on that whole freaking show. That's thinking.
At least I know. I'm not sure about Dawn and Scott, but I know that Kelly and Tony are football fans. I know what his punishment for all this was. Is that typical of these types of things, or has something like this never happened before?
Which punishment? His first one or his second one? Because first.
Well, explain to me the difference then, I guess.
Yeah. Well, originally he was suspended for 2 games.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. The losing his spot on the team and the indefinite suspension from football is the one that I mean.
Yeah, that's the one that came after they allegedly saw that gasp video, of which really doesn't make sense because hey, girl walks into elevator, girl gets dragged out of elevator. So when the police get involved, when you're not seeing what happened in the elevator, you're assuming that there is an assault that took place. The 2-game suspension was too low. NFL realized this video came out, made it indefinite, and what they should have done was made it an indefinite suspension until the police investigation was finished, and they didn't. That's the way they should have handled it. Okay. So, you know, what can you do? Did the NFL know about that video beforehand? Yeah, they sure as hell did, but there was no way they could have officially known about it. Now, they did get it from someone, but if it was evidence in a police investigation and they had it and they looked at it and they said, "Oh, we saw this video," well, they shouldn't have seen that video because it was not leaked out. So they couldn't have, quote-unquote, seen it. But anyway, that's my opinion.
But there was a report earlier today that an employee from the casino actually sent it to the NFL sometime back in April.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about. It was obtained illegally because that video, because it was in a casino, the video is controlled by the New Jersey State Gaming Association and the New Jersey State Police.
And
okay, so well, the mob is involved too, and you know, basically it's all public
And by the way,
relations
mob,
stuff.
you're cool. Don't get mad
Yes,
at me.
we love you. Hey, that's great.
Yay, mob. You know?
Just
yeah.
remember, Kellythul's the
yeah.
one with the problem
So,
with the mob.
so the guy that said he leaked it, okay, to the NFL, and I'm sure someone there, because security guys know security guys all over the place. So here's the security tape, but you didn't get it from me, okay? Officially, the NFL asked the state cops and the local authorities for anything that they had, and they were denied access to it officially. They probably had it unofficially, but they can't admit that because then they'd be in possession of evidence that they shouldn't be having, which is more of a problem.
But the actual case itself was resolved back in the spring.
No, it hasn't actually been resolved. It actually hasn't. They cut a deal, but it's still not public record because it's still an ongoing investigation because of somebody leaking the initial video. So there's other things that are going on that nobody knows about. So there's still an investigation going on because that video, like I said, is not supposed to be out. The one that was on TMZ, it's not supposed to be out there. You know, TMZ paid somebody for it.
Is there an existing precedent within football or within sports in general of suspending someone indefinitely like that?
Yeah, there's a couple. O.J. Simpson was banned from football.
No, that was different.
What
Never
did
got
O.J.
to play
Simpson
his
do?
gun.
Well, he attacked some guys for stealing some memorabilia. He didn't kill his wife. It was somebody else that did that. But he was involved in football, you know, doing on the field reporting and stuff. And he lost his job. Michael Vick, guy that plays used to play for the New England Patriots, the tight end from 2 years ago.
Oh, Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, Hernandez is up on murder charges. So yeah, they can do an indefinite ban, but you know.
Okay, because the reason I was wondering is it seemed like a lot of my coworkers and different people I know who know about sports, I guess, were reacting to it in a way that made me feel like this had never been done before.
Well, there's been lifetime suspension. You know, Pete Rose for gambling,
Yeah.
and so it's happened before, and it will return to some more uplifting crimes by athletes after a break. You're listening to SnarkAlecs Radio on Live 365's Loud and Loaded, and we'll be right back. Hey, we're back. Scotty, you feeling okay?
I'm hanging in there.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just checking. We got Scott Mcdonald, Don Snarks, Tony, Mike, and Kelly. We took an interesting turn to the show.
Yeah. Okay, well, and before we get back into the Ray Rice thing,
or not, that's an option.
There's a potential for us to be actually losing a listener because there's a big thunderstorm down in Florida right now. So Lee may be getting electrified as we wait.
Shoot video, Lee. Run the camera constantly.
Right, because
If you can't post a selfie of it, it's almost like it never happened.
Yes, we won't believe you. Okay. Thanks
So
for watching, Lee.
Yeah, be safe, and if you're not being safe, take pictures so we can show 'em. But Vicky Adesso, I don't know if you guys know Vicky Adesso, but Vicky Adesso is somebody who watches the show. Matter of fact, I think Vicky Adesso accidentally joined the show one time.
Yes, she did.
Vicky has indicated that she has clapped, used the applause feature, but Vicky, we did not see that.
Yay, Google.
There was no.
Okay,
And
Lauren.
Lauren.
Yeah, go ahead, Kel. I was going to say the same thing.
Go ahead. Will you do it? Because I don't want to sanction that.
Okay. Laura thinks it's a boo button, so every time she sees Kelly on the screen, she hits the boo button and thinks she's booing Kelly.
Maybe Laura's boos are negating Vicky Adesso's applause.
Yeah, but I mean, I am not hearing anything as far as clapping or anything, so I don't think that piece of shit thing works.
Now, are we able to see the clap button? Like, can we clap for each other?
No, I don't think we can. And Myrna wants to know what these little dots are. If I press them, do I make music? I don't know. Keep on pressing the dots, Myrna. I have no idea. When we're inside, we're not viewers, so we don't see what you
It
people
makes it
are
go
seeing.
pew pew pew.
You know, I just wonder how many times Myrna has asked the question, "What are those dots for?" What are
That's
those
right.
dots for?
And then all of a sudden, her phone doesn't work. You know?
Those dots with numbers. I don't understand. We love you, Myrna. We're glad you're watching, and keep applauding. Maybe we'll see it.
And John McGivney thinks that the dots are like a lie detector, and they're not going off when Mike speaks. Kelly.
Truth. See that?
Oh, there you go.
Although, honestly, thank you guys for explaining the whole Ray Rice thing to me, because I don't know anything about... I just saw this video of this guy punching this woman, and then was told that they didn't really understand how bad that was until they saw the video. And I was a little bit confused by that.
No, like I said, I don't.
Plausible
I didn't-
deniability.
Yeah, well, I didn't need to see the video. When I see a girl walking on an elevator and then I see the guy dragging her off, that 45
You're
seconds.
one of those people that make jumps to a conclusion about somebody dragging an unconscious body.
Yeah, because it's clearly to work with laser monkeys.
It could be. It could be either that or he really, really, really crop dusted that elevator so good that she just passed out. You know, it could be one or the other.
Yeah, but there was when on that, and that's the same thing because you had to. It is reasonable to assume he did more than shuffle his feet and give her a little shock on the arm in that elevator when you see him dragging her out, and there is like zero motion in that body. That is a completely. I mean, she was completely limp, just
I think
out.
she hits her head. doesn't
You know,
she?
Yeah.
She hits her
she
head on
was
the
full
rail.
on Weekend at Bernie's, right?
She was.
No, Myrna, we're not hearing the clapping. You didn't hear us say that the first time. We did not hear the clapping. It doesn't
Don't ever clap again.
So keep on pushing the buttons, but we can't hear it, okay?
For the record, Tony does not yet have the clap, but keep pushing the button. Well, again, thank you guys for explaining the Ray Rice thing. We should go on a lot lighter subject matter now. 9/11 conspiracy theories.
That's right. Yeah. Tonight on a very special SnarkAlec Radio. Just like,
Okay. Hey, speaking of 9/11, today is Tony D's birthday.
Yes.
But it's also my daughter's birthday, so I want to wish my daughter a happy birthday. She was supposed to be here tonight. She decided to jilt us. She's a big Defiance fan. But the other big news is she also took and passed her driving test today.
Congratulations.
Yay,
So
Brianna.
I'm gonna give my daughter the clap.
oh.
Myrna?
Which
Hit the button.
sounds
The
really
phrasing of
bad.
that
They
was
do-
very awkward,
They do
but
stuff
still.
weird in Jersey.
Okay.
Wow.
Things are going swimmingly. Maybe we
Be
can
honest,
take.
Kelly, when this episode started, is this where you saw it going?
No, because I wouldn't be here if this is where. If I had been able to foresee the future here, I would have found something else. But maybe we could take a couple minutes here to talk about the show Defiance. And Dawn, you
Side boob
tell-
show.
what's that?
What?
The side boob show.
The side boob show. Yes.
Okay, so that's one summary. Summary. Dawn, you did some what were you doing related to the show?
Well, I was recapping the show for Paranormal Pop Culture. So just basically write what happened and put my own kind of spin and quasi-analysis on it every week. But the last 2 weeks were brutal because they were back-to-back episodes. So yes, one can get tired of typing.
Yes.
Especially when one finishes typing at 12:30 in the morning.
Okay, speaking of those back-to-back episodes, I know we're going to get into this, but usually after the shows, Kelly and I, we talk about what's coming up on shows, and it was the first back-to-back episode where we had watched the first one and we'd started the show and the second one was on, and after our show was done, we were talking about I don't know how we got on the subject, but trying to figure out would there be any way of us getting a actor from that show on SnarkAlec Radio?
I think you just show them tonight's episode.
These are hard-hitting journalists.
Selling points do you need?
Yeah. And well, okay. So who do you think we could get on? But it leads me to a conversation I have not had yet with Kelly. That we had at the time, and it's pretty funny the way it ended up.
Based on what I see on Twitter, I think you might actually have a shot at Graham Greene.
Okay, and
He
which one?
might be one to reach out to. Rafe.
Rafe.
Okay. He's at Rafola.
Yeah. Well, Kelly, do you remember the conversation I'm kind of talking about?
No, I do not.
There was one
I
particular
deny
person.
everything.
There was one particular person who we thought maybe we could get on, and it wasn't one of the main characters because Julie Benz is very active and Jamie is very active. All of the main characters are active, and even Chrissy is active. Not so much, and I can't remember the actor's name. Sorry, Alec. He's not that active, but we're going to.
Oh no, that's Jesse Rath.
Okay, so we couldn't get him. But so we're talking about it, and we just saw the top of Scotty's head. Nice.
You like it?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's nice and smooth.
That's right.
Soft looking. I thought maybe Tommy came up, and then we started talking about Treasure Doll.
Yes.
Okay, so now you remember the conversation.
I remember Treasure Doll.
Okay.
Something.
Well,
Great band name.
Oh.
Definitely.
Good job, Kelly.
Yeah. So the
way to hone in on that important character there.
well,
She had layers.
well, we're not saying an important
Like an
character.
onion. An onion has layers.
That's right.
Didn't say it was an important character. A character, a actor from that show that would actually come on this radio show. So we got down all the way to either Tommy possibly or Treasure Doll. And the next Friday, and I haven't brought this up, but the next episode was when she got killed, I believe. After we had that conversation, she was getting killed.
She was on Yeah, she was the second one.
Yeah. Well,
when she died, it was the second one of the. It's a third from the last.
Yes. Well, she got killed.
From Fallen Arches, I believe, right?
Oh.
Wow. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Boo.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
We were doing the show, and he couldn't use it then, so he got an opportunity to use it there.
Been waiting.
What?
So I'm sorry.
Was it worth the wait?
I'm sorry I sidetracked you, but hey, Holly feels like a ragdoll. Sorry, Holly. And thank you, Myrna, for saying happy birthday. I will tell her congrats. Keep on pushing that applause button.
Okay, so Vicky Norman thinks somebody's cute and scary at the same time.
Vicky
I
Norman?
think that's Mike. Vicky Adesso, I'm sorry. I squished our two of our viewers together. Sorry there, guys. Vicky Adesso says he's kind of cute and scary. I'm going to have to do the math on that. But it's got to be Mike, right? It's got to be Mike.
That sounds more Kelly to me.
Sounds
No,
like
when you push the boo button, a little creature comes out. Don't push the boo button if there's a boo button too. I thought there was only a clap thing. Stop it.
Yeah, now we don't want you to use these tools. Now that we know.
Yeah. Don't express your opinion, please.
Unless your opinion happens to coincide with ours, then we're not interested.
That's right. Boy, I'm sure that applause button, which is going off like a madman during Ray Rice 101, that was good times.
So I mean, I don't know if anybody wants to see this, but I just got a text from Mike. I sent him a text at 9 o'clock asking where he was. He just responded saying that he's on the show with me. So thanks for getting back to me so promptly there, Mike. Appreciate that.
You're quite welcome, sir.
That's the laser-like focus we like. So, Dawn, I mean, it's got to be, I mean, a different experience watching the show. I mean, I'm not noted for paying attention, you know.
No.
Tony is. Tony does a really good job of catching details. But when you're writing recaps for it, I assume you really have to pay attention.
I do. Basically, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, what I do is essentially I take notes in real time, and then I go back later and kind of craft the narrative around that. So that's why I don't do a whole lot of interaction while it's being shown live. But I will totally cop to scrolling through the feed later on for the details that I might have missed because, you know, death and shit. And some of the funny liners, like, oh, okay, you know what, that makes sense. That would be a good, you know, thing to add, you know, into it. But it's fun. It's challenging, but it's fun.
When you're writing a recap,
Mm-hmm.
do you stick strictly to recounting what happened in the individual episode, or are you allowed to put your own opinionated spin on it? Like, is it partially a review, or is it just a strict bullet point, this is what happened in the episode?
It's more of a, here's what happened, but here's my take on it. So, last season, Daytak was never a favorite character of mine, for example. So I usually referred to him as Alien Butthurt. I'm sorry, Albino Butthurt. Because someone had a massive inferiority complex. He was the main one that I had a nickname for. Of course, I can't remember, excuse me, anything, you know, right now. But it's usually what we want to do is not just tell what happened, because you watch the show, you know. Either put a little bit of analysis on there, put a little bit of, you know, snarky insight into it, and that's what makes it fun, and less like a report, and more just a really, really, really long tweet.
So, Dawn.
So, Kelly?
So I just had an idea. These are really exciting moments for me when I have ideas.
You see, nothing ever good happens when you start the words, I just had an idea.
Just had an idea.
Nothing good ever comes of that.
This is a good...
All three times he started a conversation with that, it's ended in disaster.
So, but just hear me out.
Okay.
I think you ought to consider writing recaps of SnarkAlec Radio. How about that?
Even better, why don't you host a SnarkAlec Radio after show?
Talking snark.
Yeah, snarking snark.
Snarking snark.
Snarking. Dawn snark.
I actually brought up to bring it back to Dylan's thing. I brought up to Tony the possibility of, if Dylan gave us advance notice of when the next episode of his show is coming up, not Dylan knows.
Right, the assistant.
The assistant show.
With the
I would
mysterious
love to
green
live
face.
tweet that.
Well, I think there's a pretty significant production budget.
Well, you see, the thing is, I thought you were gonna, because Kelly wants to do a talking assistant. He wants to do, you know, like the after show. He wants to have a show after the show.
I think that's an awesome idea, but I won't watch it until at least this season of The Assistant is done, because what makes the show awesome to me is I don't watch Doctor Who, so I have no idea what he's talking about. Like, I'm sure if I was a Doctor Who fan, like, everything he said would make perfect sense to me, but in a weird way, I'm more into the show because I have no idea what's going on.
Do you
So it's
think
just like Dylan is just like a friend who showed up to my house and he just took a bunch of mushrooms for the first time and we're just going on this adventure together and I loved every second of it.
what would really be funny is that his episodes are like 3 or 4 minutes long, and we talk about them for 45 minutes. We'd say absolutely nothing, but
We do like a 4-hour recap of one of the episodes.
Okay, wait, Mike, did you inventory all the stuff we saw in the background? There's gotta be a clue there. Look, there's a clue.
When he went up the second step. Now let's step with the second step for a second, because
Why did he stay there longer, though? He was there longer than he was on the first step.
Why did he pan to his face in the third step, and his face, and then the third step, and then his face, and then the third step?
I'm not even joking. I love the show. We have to figure out some way that I can appear on it.
Is that my
Talk to
turn?
him and see what
That
can
is
do.
literally my life's goal right now. You're on the assistant. I love this show. Love it.
So I think Mike would make an excellent Dalek. I think that's just kind of run that by Dylan.
Yeah, and I know what those are because they made a porn of them. It was called Revenge of the Daleks, just in case you were wondering.
I think we're getting the fist over here.
Unfortunate time to use that phrasing, Dawn, but hey, we'll be right back. You're listening to SnarkAlecs Radio on Live 365's Loud and Loaded. Do you want to please, Scott?
Yeah.
We'll be right back. And we're back. You're listening to SnarkAlecs Radio on Live 365's Loud and Loaded station. Still hanging in there, not that he has to, is Scott Mcdonald. And Dawn, we might lose her too. This could be a 2-for-1 deal.
Okay. Hey, Lee, are you still with us, Lee?
Yeah, oh yeah, Lee may have been electrocuted, and we're hoping we got photos of that. So.
Oh, and that she's
Yeah.
okay, but most
she's
of the
okay.
photos. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I mean,
I
if we
haven't
have
heard
to
from
choose.
Mike, haven't heard from your side piece tonight. I think maybe John buried her in the front yard.
Side piece.
Well, I hope that's not the case.
Well, apparently there is a boo button on these whole new Google features.
Yes.
There is that boo button. That's not good. We don't
Yeah,
want
it's
that.
not good. Yeah, we don't want the boo button.
Is it so? Wait, is it that they're not working, or is it just something that the viewer can only hear on their end, which makes it really creepy?
Yeah, I think it's only on their end. They made it sound like when they turned it on was that, hey, you can hear your audience react. Well, I'm not hearing shit, so.
Right. Which is weird though, because if you enjoyed something, why do you need to add a fake audience clap that only you can hear?
Right. Well, it's just like, hey, listen, I'm too tired to laugh, so I'm gonna hit the laugh button over here, and I'm gonna add some laughs.
Well, actually, now that you equated it to being lazy, I'm into it again.
Okay, and I
Oh,
think
my
I think
goodness.
Scotty just died.
Oh, damn it, he's back. I mean,
Yeah, what? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and if you do tip over, Scotty, if you're going, try and whip an arm up and catch the camera, to pull it
The
down
cat's-
with you. So if you're on the
cat's
floor.
unplugged my laptop, so I had to plug it back in.
Gotcha.
Ah.
The cat?
Yep. Hey,
oh,
who did that?
I did.
Yeah.
okay.
I know you love cats.
Okay.
Big cat fan. Big cat.
For what it's worth, though, we earned that applause.
We did.
Yes, we certainly did. So maybe we'll just wrap up a little bit here on this completely out of control episode of SnarkAlecs Radio. Dawn, favorite scene and/or character from this season of Defiance?
My favorite character is hands down Doc Yule. She is just so cool. She's nothing gets under her skin. It's so, yeah, just basically woohoo. Yeah, that's it. It's like she's my spirit animal.
Gotcha.
Well,
Spirit alien, maybe, I guess, right?
spirit alien. I mean, granted, I'm not going to go around and transplant different consciousnesses into unwilling volunteers and not quite that far along, in the studies yet. But still, the
Yeah.
possibilities are endless.
Yeah, and there's the whole war crimes thing too.
Well, if we got to quibble about it, then fine. But, unless there was any video, you can't prove anything.
It's true.
Exactly. Besides, you don't want to be that guy who holds a grudge about war crimes.
That's
Oh,
right.
no.
2-game suspension for war crimes. So Tony, how about you? Either favorite scene or character for this season?
Okay, yeah, I got both. Favorite character has to be Daytak. It's been Daytak for a while. He hasn't been that active a lot this season, but every time he was there was stuff going on. So Daytak, and I think favorite scene was it was either the last episode or the second last one where Daytak and Stama get back together and they poison the crew and kill
That
them.
was pretty badass. I think my favorite scene was when Chrissy just laid it out for Alok. It's like, you will not
Well, you see, in
harm
that,
me again.
if I had to go to a second favorite scene, the point where Stama realizes that it was her that threw Treasure Doll out the arch. But I don't know if I like where her character is going. But hey, guess what?
What?
About the last episode, because that's where that's all headed.
Damn it. Froze again.
Okay, so does Kelly's egg have a Ninja Turtle?
Yes, it does. The egg tonight is teenage mutant ninja egg, and there is a
That
little.
is Donatello.
Why wouldn't it just be a teen egg mutant Ninja Turtle?
I had gone either way. One could have gone that way as well.
How about
I chose not to.
a preteen Ninja Turtle?
That would be creepy.
It'd be actually embryo mutant ninja turtle if we're gonna really line up with the egg, but it just doesn't work. So.
Okay, the clap button sucks.
Clap button sucks.
Was that your own personal observation, or did someone offer that up?
Okay, so there's a timeline at the back. Someone offered that up. There's a timeline at the bottom of the page that shows all the boos and yays. It's like a timeline of your good and bad moments. Okay, so then there should be no boos because Kelly's on the screen. I'm going to hit a boo. Yeah, we'll never turn that shit on again. Thank you for letting us know that, Holly.
That is.
So Kelly, how about you? Your favorite character scene, storyline.
Ooh.
What do you got?
Yeah, so for me, I'm kind of with Tony. I mean, so Daytak's not a likable character in many ways, but he's a great character. So I've really kind of enjoyed it, and I think that Tony Curran's just knocking it out of the park. I mean, they got a lot of good actors on this show. I'm really enjoying the Daytak. As far as favorite scene, anything with Treasure Doll, I liked a lot, enjoyed it. Thought she had layers.
Not enough to cushion the fall, though.
Apparently not. Yeah.
No.
Could use a couple other layers there. But.
Yeah.
So Scotty may have passed, but he didn't knock his camera down for us to see him on the floor. Oh, he's okay.
Yeah, he's back.
He's back again. Damn it. Die, damn it, die! I'm sorry,
Can
Scott.
hear us.
What I missed?
Oh, no, he couldn't hear us. That was awesome. How you doing, bud?
I haven't a clue what you're talking about, so
Tony was just wishing you well. So it's good. It's all good.
I got to get more of this.
Is that moonshine?
It's pumpkin spice moonshine.
Pumpkin spice moonshine. Oh,
Not
look at
re-
that.
not really.
Scotty's got pumpkin spice.
Myrna's going to be jealous.
It's pumpkin spice. Oh,
Yeah,
it's bad. Myrna can't have any.
Yep.
Isn't that like the ugliest Spice Girl?
Pumpkin spice.
They're all beautiful on the inside, Kelly.
I'm sorry. I got judgy. I'm sorry. That was wrong of me. Go ahead and boo me.
Yeah. Pumpkin Spice is from Southern Alabama, and she's 300 pounds overweight. Yeah.
Boo.
But her Craigslist posting just says more to love.
Oh goodness gracious! So I'm just all confused here because I'm not really sure when we're taking breaks and all those types of things. And when we started about 5 minutes late.
We've got 5 minutes. We've got 5 minutes to go, dude.
We have 5 minutes to go here because I know if we're going to. I didn't know if we wanted to move on to talk a little bit about Waterworld. I know we also have a game.
We could skip the Waterworld and we can continue with Defiance if that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. That's my opinion.
I'm open to whatever. So let's just kind of talk. So since memories might be a little bit hard to go through all the episodes, I think we all got a fighting chance, maybe who watched the show, to talk a little bit about the last episode, or the last two, however you want to kind of break it apart. So business picked up. I don't really necessarily go through. I'm going to just kind of pick a couple moments and then kind of get your guys' reaction. So I'm really, Dickweed Mare, that guy, I don't like him. Don't like him at all. And now Bonninger, and he's now got the eye of our fair former mayor. It's really depressing.
I hate when that happens.
Well, we know that he was one of those masterminds firms. And they hit up the Indogene and implanted it with Kenya's memories. Amanda's memories of Kenya. So he was there in that facility. So,
and he thought you was going to rat him out too, right?
Yeah, you do think Yule was going to rat him out. And he almost ratted himself out when he thought he was going to die in the mines. The little stinking coward, welched on that. And then he's all trying, to get with Amanda. And who thinks that he might have been the one that attacked her in New York in the first place?
Oh, I would.
Because I've seen that theory floated around.
He's a creep, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes.
So
yeah, I think what.
I just noticed Tony had left us.
Yeah, Tony texted
Hi, Tony.
me and he said he's really had enough of you guys.
Just like
Maybe
Elvis.
he'll be back next week. No, he's going to see if another guest could possibly join us.
Are we removing one of our existing guests? Is somebody not working out?
Sorry, Kelly.
Go.
But actually,
I brought the whole Ray Rice conversation, so.
Yeah, that was all kind of your fault there, Mike.
So one of us is going, so we're just not sure who yet. All right. Gosh, and this is always the moment where I try and come up with something that would be a great way when Tony comes back to have a little special surprise for him.
We could all take our clothes off.
Well, I'm in, let's go. Oh, wait. Is nobody else doing this?
Ready?
Yeah. I got that. No pass. Oh, here we go.
Have at it, guys. Have at it.
It doesn't have to be
For the
everyone.
record, I've only 2 or 3 times done this show with pants on. So
that would.
This is not one of those times.
This is
Okay.
not. There's like a lot of negatives in there. There's a big negative in there if you're not wearing pants. But
Huge.
It's a huge negative. You'd be amazed negative. Okay. So I say we're done with that. What might be fun when Tony comes back, I'm just trying to think if we could be talking about...
If Tony comes back.
If Tony comes back. Maybe the guest is replacing Tony.
Yeah, that's what I'm not sure of. The guest may be replacing Tony. I'm not sure if they're going to do it together.
So we might end up talking a little more Defiance here at the end, so we'll see.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the meantime, do you just want to jump to those 9/11 conspiracy theories? Or?
No, I think we should discuss the assistant some more.
You think so?
I love that show so much.
I think we need to do an after the assistant show, and we need to have Dawn on to. Dawn needs to. This would be good, and it does need to be about 5 times longer than any assistant.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But we never have Dylan on the show.
Oh, never.
Like, we just discuss it. No matter how wrong we are, how off
like
the
we're
path
like the
we are.
observers.
I don't even know what that means, and I want to be one.
No, I think it was like person of interest. No, it was not person of interest. There was something else. It was some other show.
Fringe.
At the observers. It was Fringe.
Fringe had the observers.
Okay.
Are we still doing Defiance because we may be joined by
We could certainly do Defiance. We were talking a little bit about My Little Pony, but we can go back to
The brony movement is really strong right now.
It is.
All right.
So what would your My Little Pony name be, Mike?
That might have to be tomorrow's Facebook question. Today's, of course, for anybody, I know Tony's not on Facebook, but Kelly responded. Today's was to come up with the worst clown name.
And yes, y'all had some doozies on that one.
There were some good ones.
It was classy. There she is.
All right, we are being joined
Yay. Yeah.
by...
Yay!
Hey.
Happy
Welcome.
birthday, Brianna.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And congratulations on passing the driver exam.
Thank you.
We need to have 2 drinks in your honor.
This is good. And it only took Mike 5 seconds to possibly start litigation against the show.
Okay, so are we going to take a break and then come back and
Yeah.
we'll get Brianna's take on Defiance, and then I can
Take
send
us
her to
out,
bed.
Brianna. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. We'll be right back. Listen to SnarkAlecs Radio on Live 365's Loud and Loaded. When we come back, we're going to get Brianna's take on Defiance. And we're back. How you feeling, Dawn? You okay?
Still alive. Still
Gonna
alive.
make it? You gonna make it?
Yeah, I think I'll somehow pull through. I know.
All right. Well, if you have to.
Yeah,
so
if you
listen
have
to-
to. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we need you for the after show for the assistant.
Well,
So
there you go.
hang in there for that. That's going to be great. All right, we've got a special guest. Tony, did you want to introduce our special guest any more?
Yes, everybody, this is my very lovely birthday girl, Brianna. Today is her 17th birthday, and she also did what today?
I passed my driver's test on the first try.
Yay!
I owe you a shot when we go and see Devil's Carnival, too.
I promised
Oh.
Dad I wouldn't tell Mom he was talking to beer wenches.
See, I trained her well. That's why she's my favorite.
Right. I'm really glad you had to revise the language as well. Because I don't believe that's the exact term from the other show. But anyway, Brianna, tell us about what you. So you've watched Defiance all the way through. You've both seasons.
Yeah.
You have a favorite character?
Arissa, of course.
Oh.
Which one's that? That alien Myrna?
Why Arissa?
I like her because I feel like she's badass, first of all. And she's also one of the younger characters that I feel like I can connect to. Like, I liked Kenya, but I couldn't really connect with her on an emotional level.
And that's a very, very good thing.
Yeah, because she was a prostitute.
Just thought I'd throw it out there.
Treasure Doll is young.
Tony's doing his job as a dad. There was a big smile, and see, I don't watch the show, so I didn't get where that was going. But
Yes,
as soon as she
model
said she
after the
couldn't
homicidal
connect to her,
maniac.
I saw the smile on Tony's face, and now I know.
It's like, this is a good take from-
Well, and thankfully the show is on in the summertime, so we don't watch at the same time a lot. And there are some uncomfortable scenes that I really don't want to be sitting there. I mean, for sci-fi, uncomfortable.
Well, there was more of those scenes this season than last season.
Yeah.
Last season
There were.
wasn't that bad.
Well, there was the whole diaper thing. That was a bit of a problem.
I'm intrigued. Go on.
And now this is how we start to wheel Mike into this stuff. Mike, you really should be watching this show.
So besides, go ahead, Kel.
I was just gonna say, so you two don't watch the show together much?
When we can, but you know.
It was on during like this, so I would watch it, or if I was out with my friends, I would watch it on the DVR or on demand.
Do you find yourself having to explain to your dad a lot of the plot points and how the story's going on?
Not really. He's a smart guy.
Thanks.
The guy next to you?
No, Tony is a smart guy, but that doesn't change. I think maybe we should replace Tony with Brienne.
Well, yeah, I'm for that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Are you available most Thursdays, Brienne?
Are you willing to take this on as a regular position?
I'm open to the possibility. But I am going to require payment. I'm looking to buy a car.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm willing to pay you 3 times what I'm paying your father.
And 3 times 0 is 0.
Ah, she's too
And
smart
she's
for me.
smart too.
Yeah, well, hey, she made it all the way to the 4th grade, so.
It's further than me.
Just for the record, I'm not in the 4th grade. I'm a senior.
Yeah, that's what they call the kids that have been in the 4th grade 5 times.
Seniors.
Call them seniors.
Oh. That's not cool.
So,
She's Leo McAllister of the 4th grade. Is that what it is?
yeah, Leo McAllister is Scott Mcdonald's grandfather. He's a very old man.
We have different names.
So then you've just started your senior year, correct?
Yeah.
Have you begun looking in colleges already?
I've visited a few, yes.
Do you want to go some college visits with Mike? Because I think Mike's got knows a lot about the academics of the East Coast, and he'd be a fine guy to.
Whoa! I am college educated.
That's just great, Kelly.
What I was saying. I was saying it'd be great. I think you'd be.
What I was going to say though is, don't do it. Drop out of high school and just do this show.
That's not good advice. And with that, do you have any other? What was your favorite scene from this season of Defiance? And after that, I'm going to send you to bed.
When you find out that it was Christy who killed the blonde girl.
Treasure doll.
Treasure doll.
Best actress in the whole show.
I didn't like her. I knew she was too sneaky, and that's not right. What Alok did was not right. Christy is carrying his baby. He needs to respect her.
Yeah, but Treasure Doll had layers.
But not enough, as we've already established.
So, what do you think is going to happen now, as we kind of leave Nolan and Arissa in large piranhaconda eggs or whatever those things are?
Well, obviously they're going to have to wake up, and then there might be some trouble with the E-Rep once if they go back to Defiance, or if the E-Rep finds them, because Arissa did almost destroy the world.
And with that, that's it.
And I think Sukar's in the neighboring egg.
I think everybody who Arissa vomited into their mouth did the baby bird too. I think has got their own egg.
So for future shows, you're more than welcome to have your dad join you for brief periods of time on SnarkAlecs Radio. But
really, that's at your discretion.
So we'll looking forward to talking to you next week before the show to get everything ready. And so this is going to be great.
Thank you.
Thanks, sweetie.
Night.
I'll see you later. You.
She's going to be so much better than Tony.
I agree.
It's going to be awesome.
I I missed that because I was switching speakers. What'd you say about my daughter?
I'm just saying it's awesome, the bond between the father and daughter is what I would say. No, I'll say she's going to be so much better than you. We can swap her in, and we're trading up, and then eventually one of my daughters will replace me, and this will actually become a good show until Mike train wrecks us with Ray Rice talk.
And we didn't even bring up the hand job episode at the beginning. The way the whole season started.
Well, that's weird that you didn't bring that up with your daughter on the show.
Imagine that.
Major oversight there, man.
Yeah, I think that was a wise editorial.
Imagine how let down she's going to be now when she watches this back. She's like, my dad didn't ask me my hand job theory? That's weird.
So, I'm thinking at this point, we might want to just get right into the game and screw Waterworld.
Yeah, sure. That'd be.
I feel like audiences already have for years.
Okay.
That's an underrated movie, though. I mean, what else has that Kevin Costner guy done?
Okay.
Braveheart.
Didn't he do Mad Max? Oh no,
Mad
that's
Max?
what Waterworld
That was the
was.
Asian
It was
guy.
Mad Max on the
English
water.
English Patient. English Patient he was good in.
He was
Dumb
in
and
that
Dumber?
movie. He was in that movie with what's
Dumb and
her
Dumber?
name?
I don't watch art house films.
Okay, so you guys ready?
Sure.
Bring on the dumb quiz.
Okay, bring on the dumb quiz. Okay, well, thank you for calling it a dumb quiz there, Scotty.
Hey, relax. It's your last show, Tony. Kick back.
Yeah, I will. We're going back to an old favorite. It's called News or Not. News or Not. I'm going to give you a headline, and you're going to have to tell me whether it is news or not.
Kelly,
you
were
ready?
you rubbing your face, or did you just
News.
save yourself for the game?
What? Did I what?
I was rubbing. All right.
Yeah, so Dawn, a little tip for you on this. Pretty much whatever I answer, pretty safe bet to go the other way. You'll do very well. So just to let you know.
Okay.
If it's about
Goes
Ray
to the
Rice,
first
I'm going to
code.
kill this.
The first headline. The first headline is: a grandfather forces a 10-month-old to take the ice bucket challenge. A grandfather forces a 10-month-old to take the ice bucket
That
challenge.
is an actual headline. That is true.
And Dawn, before I even asked you to go first, decided to go first. So for number one, Dawn says true. And Kelly,
Can I get a state, please?
no.
It would really help me answer this question if I could have a state, please.
Of mind,
No, which is it a southern state?
no comment.
Hey,
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott.
On behalf of Loud and Loaded, I'd like to say that we love the South.
Roll Tide. Anyway, I'm
Tide.
gonna go. That's the actual headline too. News.
Okay. Mr. Mikey.
I think I'm going to have to say it's news, and it's not just because I'm copying them, because normally I'd stay away from Kelly's answer. It's because I think that the grandfather was being responsible enough to know that that young child could not pay off the charity portion of it. So they would have no choice, but to do the ice bucket.
But I thought you were supposed to make a donation like of $10 if you did it, and $100 if you didn't.
Right,
So
and
that
where's a
kid
small
would still-
child going to get $100? That would be irresponsible if he didn't make them do the ice bucket challenge.
Hey, pull out a couple of teeth, and you got the tooth fairy. Get that tooth fairy money and just donate that. Scotty?
I say true and false.
So you answer like Mike Rates.
You can pick one or the other.
We lost Dawn.
I say false, just to be different.
Dawn just fell out. Okay.
So if she got it right, I get her points. By the way,
Okay.
that's the way that it works.
So, let's give Dawn a chance to see if she pops back in. But
If she died and didn't leave her camera on, I'm gonna be upset.
Aren't you disappointed it wasn't me?
A little bit.
yeah. A grandfather in Houston, Texas may be in trouble with the law after allegedly making his 10-month-old granddaughter take the Ice Bucket Challenge. So it is true. Earlier this week, Reggie Stewart posted a video of himself taking the Ice Bucket Challenge. While he's taking the challenge, his granddaughter is in a walker at his feet. So when he doused the bucket of water on himself, his granddaughter, also completed the challenge with him. So everybody but Scotty gets a point for that one.
Right. Hey, and Dawn, while you were out, I actually answered 10 of these questions correctly, so got a big lead.
Oh,
Just
yeah, sure you did.
No pressure. And with that, we're going to take a break and come back and finish this game. So this is the SnarkAlec Radio Show on Live 365's Loud and Loaded channel, and we'll be right back. And we're back. This is the SnarkAlec Radio Show on Live 365's Loud and Loaded channel. I'm Tony Solo, and we are just getting underway with News or Not. Dawn Snarks is here. Mr. Kellythul is here. Mikey B is here. And the infamous Scott Mcdonald 3 is here. And
Now,
right now,
I'd like to point out, though, that since you brought up the Ice Bucket Challenge, don't forget, everyone, that in October, the Jack-a-Lover Challenge is beginning. So go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
we'll get into that as that date gets closer.
You know,
Here we
so
go.
Mike, you realize we're going to have to be talking about that with Tony's daughter next show. So you're going to have to think about. We're going to have to work on our approach here because we're going to.
That's why I've already changed. Originally, when I posted about it on the Facebook, it was called the Pumpkin Fucker Challenge. So it's already softened dramatically to the Jacko-Lover Challenge.
I get it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to number 2. Bezow Doodoo Zopippity Bop 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 has been arrested again on more drug charges. Bezow Doodoo Zopippity Bop 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 has been arrested again on more drug charges. And we'll start with Scott this time.
I say true.
Okay.
You can't make up a name like that. Right?
You haven't been listening to SnarkAlec Radio, have you?
I have.
Mike.
That was the name of my uncle.
Yes, Tony.
Is Bezow Doodoo So Pippity Bop 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 been arrested again on more drug charges?
I mean, I hope not, because the last time I spoke to Bezow, he told me he was doing great and that, you know, he had accepted God into his life and he was moving forward and left all that behind him. But to hear that he's fallen off the wagon again really upsets me. And unfortunately, though, I do think it is true.
So, did he accept God into his life, or did he accept grunk grunk gobble gobble dee bop into his life?
Well, I mean, we all have our own words for it.
Okay.
I don't judge other people based on their spirituality, Kelly.
That's one of the many reasons you're the moral pillar of our show, Mike. Thank you.
I do everything I can to be the moral compass of the SnarkAlecs.
That's right.
And when I'm not here, Fisty the Clown takes over.
There should be a pagan song called "The Ballad of Fisty the Clown," by the way.
The only problem would be it'd be like a 45-minute dirge.
I'm gonna say news. Is it my turn, Tony?
Yep. Well,
News.
actually, Mike, you said it was true. So Kelly, you're saying true also.
I'm gonna say news because I thought this game was news or not.
Okay, so you're
Not
going to say it's news.
Because I'm picky like that.
Okay, and Dawn.
I'm going to buck the trend here and say not.
So you're going to do what to the trend?
Bucket.
Bucket?
Bucket.
Bucket good.
Okay. Okay, unfortunately, Dawn. Bezow Doodoo Zippity Bop 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 has been arrested before for drug possession, and he's in trouble with the law again. Nearly 2 years after what could be the world's greatest name change, Bezow Doodoo Zippity Bop 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 is back behind bars after his initial drug possession.
And what
Arrest.
stellar music has he dropped?
He hasn't dropped any, but he's behind bars. Poor guy.
Grunt, grunt, gobble, gobble. Damn it.
Okay, so
I just want to see the name tag on his jumpsuit.
I think they only put numbers, don't they?
Well, last time
I
I
would
was in
give him a
prison,
really long number just out of respect.
Or fractions or something.
He's probably 08325.
Okay. So Mike and Kelly are tied at 2, and Scotty and Dawn have a point apiece.
Just another
let's-
thing that Kelly and I have in common.
No.
Okay, so Cherry's Waffles Tennis has been arrested in Jupiter, Florida, for making fraudulent purchases at surf shops. Cherry's Waffles Tennis has been arrested in Jupiter, Florida, after making fraudulent purchases at surf shops. Is this news or not? And we'll start with Mike this time.
No, this is total bullshit. This isn't news. Tennis and waffles don't go together.
Okay.
Everyone knows that.
Mike says false. And we'll go Kelly.
Is it cherries or Jerry's?
Cherries. Cherries as in cherries.
Then I'm
Jubilee.
gonna say not. Had it been Jerry's, I would have said news.
Ms. Dawn.
Mr. Don.
Mr. Dawn. Miss Dawn.
Yeah.
His assistant.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mrs. Assistant.
Yeah. Wow. 4.
False?
Well, what I said was 4, but yeah, we'll go with false.
Oh, okay, Scotty.
Well, Leo McAllister is from Jupiter, Florida. If this was true, he would have tweeted about it. So I'm going to say false.
Okay. So, Cherry's Waffles Tennis, 19, was arrested in August after allegedly making fraudulent purchases at surf shops in Jupiter, Florida, according to the Palm Beach Post. Police say Tennis, along with 19-year-old Vincent Mitchell and 22-year-old Paul Miller, purchased a $400 spear gun and a GoPro camera with a credit card that ended up being declined. So
that sounds like one hell of a party. If you're stocking up with a GoPro.
Yeah. So yes, that was hey, and there's some also whatever Cherry's Waffles Tennis is. It's an awesome name, but it's in only competition with Crystal Metheny and Bezow Doodoo Zo Bippity Bop Bop Bop. So yeah. So nobody gets any points.
Can you say that
for that
5
one?
times really fast?
No, I cannot.
And Leo may have been tweeting about this, but I think it takes about a week to send a tweet out on a jitterbug. So we're probably still waiting for him to get it out.
I think he has a jitterbug.
Yeah, you know what? I heard that Tori McAllister, his granddaughter, actually switched his jitterbug with one of those Brother P-Touch labelers. So he thinks he's actually tweeting, but he's not. He's just making really, really long labels.
I haven't seen him in a while, so.
No, haven't seen him around. So let's move on to the next one. And I don't know if the gang is playing along at home. I haven't seen any tweets. Maybe we put them to sleep.
After that Ray Rice started, I don't know how that could happen.
We knocked them right the fuck out.
Yeah. So, next one. A man killed himself Monday morning in the middle of the Bronx, New York, by beheading himself. A man killed himself Monday morning in the middle of a Bronx, New York street by beheading himself. Is this news or not?
Excuse me. Sorry.
Okay, and this time we're going to start with Mr. Kelsey Swelsey.
Really? That's just a lovely So I'm learning from my mistakes. I'm not going to say anything bad about the Bronx. I'm gonna say not.
Okay. Dawn? Mrs. Assistant?
Apparently, touchdown Ravens. So
Okay.
Go sports team.
go sports teams.
Does Ray Rice play for the Ravens?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. You know what? I'm going to get one of these right eventually with a not. So I'm going to say not.
Okay. Mr. Scotty. Mr. Scotty Pippen there.
I am going to say news, because
Okay.
you guys are weird up there. So.
Okay. And Mike.
I'm going to say that that's not news, only because beheading another person who may or may not already be unconscious and not moving can be difficult. My little handsaw gets stuck in bone and sinew, so
You pull back,
and then you end up being nearly headless, Nick.
Yeah, you try. I mean, pull back. On
Pull
the
back.
hacksaw. It cuts that and push the neck forward as you're doing it, and you'll
Now,
find it'll go a lot quicker.
See, maybe this is what it is too. Do you start from the front of the neck or do you go from the back?
Oh, I always do the back. I always start from the back.
See, I always go front because I want to look into their dead eyes.
Well, yeah, you can kind of pull the head back a little bit while you're going from the back of the neck and look over, and now yeah.
Plus, then you're already holding the head up like a trophy. It's Thank you, Kelsey Spelsy.
Now we got ISIS chat.
Okay, so Thomas Rivera, 51, tied a chain from his head to a pole, got in his car, and then hit the gas. And the chain that was connected to the pole pulled his head right off his body.
Was this after last week's show?
No, he's not a regular viewer, or wasn't.
Not anymore.
So,
Unlike the Pope.
Unlike the Pope, who watches us regularly. Okay, we've got two more. We've got two more to go, and right now the scoring is Scotty 2, Kelly 2, Mike 2, and Dawn 1. So, Dawn, you got to get these next two right. You got to get these
Kelly,
next two
Scott,
right.
and I are having a three-way right now.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
I am very glad not to be part of that party.
Okay. Here we go. Number 5. A suspected drunk trespasser proves he's Superman by jumping out a window. A suspected drunk trespasser proves he's Superman by jumping out a window.
Was this in the South?
No, actually it was not. I will tell you, it did not happen in the continental United States.
Because mobile homes only have one floor, which has doing some math here, but never mind. Sorry, Scott.
So we're gonna go with who should start. We're gonna go back to Dawn. We're gonna go back to Dawn and go this way.
I Google it.
No, you cannot. That's cheating. You
Cheater.
Dawn, is that news or not?
The hell knows. Not. I just might as well stick with what doesn't work.
Okay. That's Dawn. Okay, so Mr. Cal?
And it was Superman, not Aquaman, right?
Not Aquaman, so no, we weren't.
Okay. I'm going to go news.
Okay. And Mr. Mikey?
So maybe I'm going to get this wrong just because of grammar semantics, but I'm going to say he couldn't fly, therefore he couldn't possibly prove he is Superman. So I'm going to say it's not news.
Okay. And Scotty?
I am going to say it's news. 'Cause I don't know what else to pick.
Yeah, semantics will get you every time there, Mike, because when a man in whatever city in China allegedly got drunk and broke into what turned out to be the bedroom of a 10-year-old girl, he did what any other self-respecting intoxicated person would do to avoid arrest. He told the girl he was Superman. The skeptical girl told the suspect, later identified as Tang Li, that he better prove he was the Man of Steel or she'd scream. So the desperate Li attempted to make it look like he could fly by jumping from a 5th-floor window. Spoiler alert, it did not work. So.
Was he wearing a
That
towel
was-
on his back?
I
No
don't
case.
know what
He
he
would
had
have
on his
flown
back.
he would have flown if
So-
he was wearing a cape.
No capes.
No capes. So, Scotty, you got 3 points. Kelly, you've got 3. Mike, you've got 2. And Dawn, unfortunately, you've only got 1 point.
Alas and woe.
Okay, and this one is the last but not least. Oh, actually, oh no, I have 2 more. So, yeah, you could actually make it into a tie.
Oh, goody.
I think we might need to take a break, and then we'll finish this up.
Okay, you're listening to SnarkAlec Radio on Live 365's Loud and Loaded. Feeling okay, Scotty?
Mm-mm.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, everybody, we're back. You're listening to SnarkAlec Radio. 2 awesome, fun guests today, Scott Mcdonald, Don Snarks. 2 very unpleasant co-hosts, Tony and Mike. And we're in the midst of wrapping up a very cool game. Tony's done. He's done it a couple times before. It's News or Not. It's closely contested. We have 2 questions left. Have at it.
Okay, well, the title on this one is called Dear Me, You're in Trouble Now. Dear Me, You're in Trouble Now. 2 men sprayed doe urine on Walmart merchandise, according to the police. And the name of this story is Dear Me, You're in Trouble Now. Is this news or not, Kelly?
Is this in the South?
Alabama.
No.
Well, then I'm going to... So, what was the name of the store?
2 men sprayed doe urine on Walmart merchandise, according to the police.
I'm going to say that that's a not. Cause,
Not news.
not news. Because I think it was stag urine is my theory.
Okay. Mike?
Now, were they in the Walmart? Because I feel like this is a little bit of a trick question, because somebody who has a surplus of doe urine sitting around obviously has also a great deal of Walmart merchandise.
Well,
We
I'm
love you,
guessing-
Walmart.
If the police are involved, I'm guessing the merchandise was not legally purchased in Walmart and brought to their home, and then. So I would guess.
So, as someone who occasionally hunts, that is not breaking the law. That is just prepping your clothes for a hunt. And Walmart is pro-hunting, so I'm going to say this is not news because they would have been okay with it.
Oh, okay. Scotty.
I'm going to say news,
Okay.
just because.
He's been Googling it.
No, I didn't Google it.
And Dawn.
That's not a good sign.
What? That he's been Googling it?
No, you're not supposed to Google it. That's cheating.
I'm not Googling it. I swear I'm not.
Hands where we can see them at all time, McDonald.
Right.
Well, that's one way.
Yeah.
Dawn.
Dear piss.
Doe urine. Please.
Dear me.
A deer, a female deer.
Dear me, you're in trouble now.
Yeah, tropical in the sun. You know what? It hasn't let me down yet, so we'll say not.
It's been letting you down all game, Dawn.
That was the whole point of the statement.
Okay. So 2 Oklahoma men are in jail after allegedly spraying doe urine on $2,500 worth of merchandise at a Walmart. Witnesses say that the six suspects sprayed the urine inside the store, but Hudson and Ullman, who are the 2 guys that are arrested, told police they were the only ones responsible, according to Fox 21. So yes, this was news. The only one to get points that time was Mr. Scott, and he pulls up to a 4-3 lead on Mr. Kelly, and that brings us to the last one. And now with this one, there's going to be no need for Kelly to ask if it happened in the South.
There's always a need for me to ask.
Okay, I'll give you that. A Tennessee man had sex with an ATM and a picnic table, according to cops. A Tennessee man had sex with an ATM and a picnic table. And we're going to start this one off with Mikey, and this is the last one. We could end in a tie, or Scott could be the big winner.
I get the picnic table. But which slot on the ATM?
You're asking for details that we...
You don't have that information?
It doesn't make a difference, dude. He had sex with it. Doesn't make a difference whether he went front door or back door. It made no sense.
Huge.
I'm sure it makes a hell of a difference to the ATM.
It does.
How long in between?
The ATM doesn't like it when I stick my card in the wrong way. So I'm going to say...
You haven't prepped it. It's called foreplay, Mike. You need to prep it first.
Tap all the buttons.
Yes.
I'm
Caress
going
it.
to say...
Buy it flowers.
I'm gonna go with not news.
Okay, Mike says not news. And Scott.
I don't see how you can have sex with an ATM unless you want to demonstrate it. So I'm going to say not news.
And that brings us back to Mrs. Assistant.
Dude, Tennessee, that's got to be news.
And Mr. Kelly.
So I'm trying to remember if Tennessee has ATMs. And you did not tell me how long between the time with the table. Was it a day? Was it 10 minutes? There's no timing.
So how quick his recovery time?
Yeah, I was because this will help me. I'm trying to.
Now, is that because you think the ATM took a lot out of him?
I can tell you that. Okay, I can tell you. It's quite possibly he never completed. So, you know.
Okay. But you would have thought he would have done the ATM first to get money to woo the table. But I'm going to say it's news.
Okay, and Kelly. Kelly's going to be, Kelly and Dawn get it right. A 49-year-old Tennessee man. Oh, by the way, these were all news stories. They were all news. I didn't make up any this time. So these were all news stories. A 49-year-old Tennessee man was arrested after making an unusual deposit at a Murfreesboro ATM.
Oh, God.
Police say Lonnie Hutton walked into the Borough Bar and Grill, pulled down his pants, and tried to have sex with an automated banking machine. Uh-huh. Officers arriving on the scene say they saw him walking around the bar nude, thrusting his hips in the air, according to the WGNS radio. Hutton was taken outside and ordered to sit at a wooden picnic table, at which time he proceeded to fuck that, too. Now, police say he
Is that what the article says?
No. Police say he then exposed himself and again and
tried to
engaged.
bucket?
Well,
You tried to bucket.
he exposed himself again and engaged in sexual intercourse with the wooden picnic table. Officers noted in their police report that Hutton smelled of alcohol and had slurred speech, bloodshot eyes, and was unsteady on his feet. He was charged with public intoxication and taken to the Rutherford County Jail on $250 bond.
The real question is, though, do you think that him and the picnic table have a shot at making something of this?
Like a stool.
How about a bench?
I would say he named it Woody, and they're going steady now.
Yeah, there's going to be some piggy banks in Tennessee going, "Daddy, Daddy," down the road.
Oh boy, that is just wrong. Anyway, that's it. So Kelly and Scotty end up in a tie. Kelly did pretty good, 4 right.
That's right. But
Scotty-
Scott's not an official. If he passes on before the end of the evening, I win.
I'm still alive. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's got to be till midnight.
And for the record, this isn't the first time on the show we've had 2 men tied.
Mm.
Okay.
I don't know.
So do we have anything going on for next week?
Not that I know of.
I'm going to try and get us an Academy Award-winning guest.
Okay, I've been trying to get us an Academy Award-winning guest since we started the show, but Al Pacino would not refuse, and he refuses to return my phone call. So
That's because he knows I'm only going to ask questions about cruising, and I only want him to speak in the Scarface voice.
He tried to get Academy Award-winning guest, and he settled for me. That's pretty. All right.
well, we felt sorry
Yeah,
for
but
you.
you have the possibility of death on your side. So
That's
you know.
right.
That's right.
Ratings, man, ratings.
We knew you weren't well. It was kind of like a Make-A-Wish Foundation thing.
I'm never well.
We will be able to talk about Z Nation, right?
We will be able to talk about Z Nation next week. That'll be cool. Z Nation, you gonna watch, Mike? You better watch, Mike. 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
Yes,
Mike.
I am. I'm not going to be watching live because I will actually be recording with Tony Viejo tomorrow night. We're going to do our first ever very short daily show to coincide with Halloween. We're not going to be recording daily. It'll all be pre-recorded, but it'll play 1 episode a day for the 2 weeks prior to Halloween.
So you're starting now.
Starting recording now, yes.
Okay, that makes sense. So you have any plans on having Dylan on your daily show?
If I can exchange an appearance on this short-lived daily show for my appearance on his show, I will literally do almost anything Dylan wants.
You need to relay this information to Dylan. I know so far he's only shared acting credits with the cat. And so,
And that smart car. I really want to see him get in that smart car.
I like how the cat turns its head when he's talking to it and says, "I don't want to be bothered." Have you
Yeah, that's
noticed that?
Jinx most of the time. Yeah.
But the cat actually sat there for the whole 3 minutes and whatever. So
She's a cat. What else is she gonna do?
I don't know.
that's true.
I don't have a cat.
Yep. And,
So-
and more news will come
That's
on
what
the.
they do.
That's right. Yes, usually. We'll have more news on the assistant after show. If you have a special guest on Snarks, got to work on the name.
No, there was a good one though. There was a good one. It was
What was it?
I know the what did you call us? The observers.
Yeah.
I thought that was clever because there's the assistant and we could be the observers. I thought that was pretty good. And like I said, like the
whole fringe thing.
yes, the whole fringe thing, but it would be like the spectator show or the observer show would be exponentially longer then.
Yeah.
That's got to be. It's got to be.
One other name to think about is that my after show? Is that my after show? Is that my after show?
Is this really? Is this my TARDIS? Okay. Anyway. You gonna kill us, Kelly?
Yeah, I'll take us out here.
Take
Thanks
us out
for
like Ray
listening.
Rice, Kelly.
And bookending. That was Mike. Please, Mike.